Well, here we are doing the swatch sticks for the Born Pretty polish. It's the cat eye polish and the thermal polish. So here's our Born Pretty, and this is our cat eye polish, and the color is Fireflies, as you can see. And because it's thermal, as it cools, it changes color. Now I just took this out of the curing light, and you can see where the center of it's a lighter gold. And as this cools off, it's going to get darker and darker and darker. So you're seeing it turning darker. And I have BP1 on my swatch stick because there is no window in the back of the polish to tell the color. Most of these gel polishes either have a color tab on the top or a little window in the back to see a peekaboo with polish, because they're otherwise needing to be protected from the light. They just leave a little tiny dot window. So I just put a 1 on it, and I'm going to coordinate that with my swatch stick. You see how that's almost totally dark now? And there's your cat eye there. Now I have a design implication for this, so I decided to do a video and combine them both for the cat eye polish series. Because there's only 6 polishes, I thought I would do that. Now this is a beautiful way to use the polish. It may be too much for some, but you could take one finger and use that in your design and say, okay, I could do maybe 1. And then some people, they just, the more the better. So what we did with that cat eye is we put some emerald toned gems across the center like a ring. Here on a 45 we have some, and they're descending in size. It's quite beautiful. What I did is I tried to follow the curvature of that cat eye there in order to flatter the tapering of the nail. It just looks pretty, and then run the heart across there. And there, of course, is just the cat eye alone, and you can see where that gold descends down the nail from the cuticle border all the way down to the free edge. And then here you can see it as well. It's very pretty. And then we just did a real pretty sort of a kiss of stones all the way along the cuticle edge, and it's beautiful. It's feminine. I thought that the gems that were emerald toned went lovely with this color. And not only that, it is a thermoregulated polish. When it gets hot, the color darkens quite a bit, or cold, the color changes quite a bit. For example, let me see if I can. I could have had some hot water nearby, but I forgot. I'm going to wipe this off. Our swatch stick, I'm going to put it in the curing light. And we're going to show you, for example, just how light the nails will get. I'm also going to put the hand in the curing light a second to allow the heat to affect the color. If that'll work, let's see. Heat it up a little bit. Nope, it's not going to work for me that way. I'm going to have to get some hot water. I'll tell you what, we will do that for you. At the end, we will cut out and get a video. I'll do some video editing, and I'll throw a clip in the end and dip all the swatches in water so you can see the color changing. So there is that Fireflies color. Now what we're going to do is go, remember there's 6 bottles of polish in this particular series. So what we'll do is we'll go and do all 6 design implications with the color swatch so you can see them both. Now this particular color from the Cat Eye series, there's two greens in this. One's a little greener, dark green like this. The other one's got a teal blue. You can see that Cat Eye for this green is gold as well. And what I did with this particular design is I took the ring finger and the index finger for this particular polish color. This is a Born Pretty Thermal Cat Eye. Thermal Cat Eye, and this is called Forest. All right? Forest. That's what that one's called. I'm going to back that up just a little bit. Born Pretty Forest. What I did, because they don't have a color window, is I put a number. This one is number 6. So what we're going to do is swatch that for you so you can see how it applies. See, it's got that gold, the metallics in it. That's what we pull up with the magnet. And what I found particularly frustrating when I did this is sometimes I'd get in the mode of polishing and I'd go straight to the curing light and I'd forget to run the magnet over it, which I've got limited space, so I'll be going off camera to run the magnet, but you've probably seen that done before. You just hold it over and affect the bend to the metal particulate. When you hold that magnet over, you could just hear it clinging there. It pulls that particulate to wherever the magnet is. So there you go. Now we're going to set that in the curing light. It's got to be there for 30 seconds. But while that's doing that, I want to show you the Born Pretty polish that I highlighted. It's a stamping polish. Born Pretty. And this is the holographic series. Holographic series. Born Pretty. Now see, all of their polishes are quite beautiful, and they come with a little gold jeweled, almost like a jewel ring around the polish. But this isn't a gel polish. This is just a stamping polish. But because you're just stamping a design, it dries really quickly, and then what you can do is a top coat of gel polish over the top, so you can see that holographic effect there. It's beautiful, and it's very feminine. See that? Isn't that pretty? Right across that nail. And we did it on the index finger and on the ring finger. So now we're going to pull this up. And you can see a little bit of that thermal effect. See the color difference here. This nail turns gold and almost sand colored. But look at the contrast to how much darker it is. That just came out of the curing light. And as it cools off, it'll get darker and darker till it's as dark as that. And you can see the color start to gradually get darker there. That's because it's not just a cat eye, it's a thermal polish too, which is very nice. But we only have one layer, and we're going to do some swatching, so we want to put a second layer on it. So that's what we'll do. You can do one coat application, but it'll be a little more, I think, apparent that it is cat eye. I just knocked something off the desk, no big deal. Okay, I have my magnet off the desk, off to the side with a bunch of other implements to make room because I want to keep only so much in the camera line of sight. Now, while that's curing for 30 seconds, what I'm going to do is take and go to our next color. And that way we just keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Okay, so the next color that we're going to do is going to be a lavender. All right, let's look at this. See how light that is? That's because that polish, when it gets warm, changes a real pretty gold, a real pretty light color, and then as it cools off, it gets darker and darker and darker. I'm going to let that sit there for a second while I load up the hand with the next color. So we've seen two polish colors swatched and two design implications. This color that we're going to see, ooh, that's already getting dark. Look how dark that got. Remember how light it was when we first put it down? Ooh, wow. All right, that worked out well. Okay. This is really pretty, pretty, pretty. This is the lavender. Now imagine these are also not just the cat eye, but they're thermal polishes. See how I took that and did a stamp across the top and put holographic glitter in the stamp? Now this cat eye is not gold. This one is like a frost. It's a real silvery frost. Silvery frost right there. And with this particular nail artistry, I just followed the curvature of that cat eye. It's just beautiful. Really pretty. And what's nice about this is when this changes color, it turns the color of sand. So then that little tropical palm trees looks nice. It looks like it's sitting in sand. And it changes color. It looks like there's a sunset behind the palm trees and the tropical flower. And this is just decorative to show how beautiful it is when you put the real pretty when you put the opalescent type stones, because see, there's a pearly color to the opalescence, and this is a pearly highlight in that cat eye. Okay, so let's swatch this. The next one we're going to swatch so you can see it swatched, how it applies. The Born Pretty gel polish that you're looking at here is a thermal cat eye polish, and it's called Fruitage. So when we opened that box up, when we saw Fruitage, this is what it looked like on the nails. And I put a number 2 there because there's no window to see the color. So I'm going to back that up just a little bit. You still kind of see it in the camera. But let's swatch that Fruitage. Now, when I forgot to run the magnet over this, by the way, it still looked very nice. It just looked like a rather metallic polish. So basically like that. And it's still nice. You can still see there's iridescence to it. But by putting that magnet over it, you're now able to take advantage of the metallic particulate in there and draw that up to the location that you desire. As I said, there it is. So now you can run that design along that border, medial border, and really have it looking nice. Or like we did here with this nail, we just kind of used as an excuse and as a border to run those opalescent rhinestones down there because we had an opalescent highlight. But we could have just as easily ran it from the sidewall to sidewall instead of running the cat eye highlight with the magnet from the cuticle border to the free edge. We could have gone laterally sidewall to sidewall, but it just looked pretty because it makes the nail elongated to go along the length of the nail. And then you can still work with it with other designs too, like that tropical flower or this sunset. It's just gorgeous. I think our swatch stick is done. And I want to show you what I meant when I said that turns to sand color. Look at how beautiful that is. I guess we don't need a hot bottle of water to put it in to show you how it changes color. It's gorgeous. So then that looks like it's sitting in the sun in the sand, which makes it very realistic. So we're going to put another coat of this on. And what we'll do, while I'm loading the hand up with another polish that we have in the Born Pretty series, while I'm loading it up, we'll let you watch this cool off and how fast the color shift happens. Because it'll give you a chance to see that firsthand as it cools off. You'll be watching it change and the color shift back to the dark purple from that real pretty gold. Okay, so you've seen this design in the swatch for the Born Pretty fruitage, okay? So while that's in that curing light, I'm going to load the hand up with another set that we did. I can still see the blue from my light. Oh, there it shut off. Perfect timing because I've only got 2 more nails to pop in here, and you'll be looking at another set from the polish series. So look at this. This is beautiful. What a beautiful set is that. Boy, I got lots to tell you there. Okay, I just want to show you that fruitage one more time. See that sand? And it's starting to kind of fade. And do you see how the purple is eking its way from the borders, working its way towards the center? That'll get very dark. It's getting darker and darker right before our eyes. It's getting darker and darker. Isn't that amazing how that does that? It's just so pretty. So we still got some gold under that nail, but it's getting really dark. So you got a chance to see that color shift. It's not quite all the way back, but it's definitely getting darker as we watch it. Okay, so let's talk about this beautiful color here that I love. Thermal Cat Eye Polish. This one is called Fall Beauty. And it's that beautiful lavender that I love. It's kind of like a lavender or a blue. A little bit of both. Fall Beauty. Okay, so I have a 4 on the back of that. And I've got my swatch sticks already marked Born Pretty 4. And as that's curing in the light, we're going to talk about the designs because it only takes 30 seconds in the light. Okay, so we have it. We're going to swatch it in front so you can watch it. It looks like a really nice smooth application because it is. Once in a while I'll get like a little particle or something, that's on the swatch stick, and I make sure everything's very good and clean and wipe everything down, but you can get like a little piece of lint or whatever, and it'll drive you nuts. So the reason you see me smoothing and smoothing and smoothing, it's not the polish. There's a piece of lint or hair or something, and that just, I cannot stand it. Oh, that drives me nuts. Now see, I almost wanted to go straight to the light with that, but I'm going to come over here to my little magnet. Now this one has a frosted highlight. See that right across the top there? It's going to be real pretty when it cures. We get a second coat on there. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the curing light. And while that's curing, I want to talk about our designs here. There's a couple things going on. This one here is just overlaid with obviously stamping, kind of a beachy theme. Hello beach, sunshine, sea, sunshine, love. Very cute. Now this one I just painted and didn't hit it with the lamp, and it just has a nice blue frosted look. This one I did hit it with the magnet. Excuse me, I just put this straight into the lamp without the magnet. This one I run that magnet across it to give it the cat eye. This one here I stamped with a holographic, Born Pretty holographic fingernail polish for stamping. Now I'm going to show you what that is so you can see. This is the Born Pretty polish. You can see it's halfway empty. I've had it for a while. I love it. See the holographics? It's a regular polish, so it does not need to be protected from the light, so therefore it's in a clear glass bottle. And what I did is I used, turn it upside down, it's called Fantasy Holographic Series, okay? Now, what I did is I stamped it because I thought it would pair well with this. And then I top coated it with a top glossy coat of gel polish. Now this nail is 2 or 3 different cat eye thermal polishes marbled together. It's this color marbled with fruitage and one other color from this polish series. And look at that, how that looks neat. So you can marble these cat eye polishes also. Just a couple of design implications for you, so you can see that there is quite a bit of possibility you have with just one polish, if you think about it. One polish with Worn As It Is, stamped, overlaid with a nice holographic stamping, marbled together. You got a lot of possibilities there. All right, let's put another coat on that. So these thermal polishes are a lot of fun because not only you got that beautiful cat eye, you've got anytime the color changes on your hands from washing your hands or cold water or hot water or anything, then they really, really look neat because the color shifts. As I said, I got my magnet off camera because I can only have so much in sight. So this is neat. You've got your Born Pretty thermal cat eye fall beauty. Fall beauty. And it is a beauty. And there is a stamping with the Born Pretty Fantasy Series, holographic series. Very nice. So I'm going to try to be a little quicker on the draw here. Do you see that color shift? You haven't lost your cat eye. It's light, light, light purple. And then it goes back to the dark blue purple. See the blue along the medial borders, medial and distal borders? Hasn't quite started on the free edge. It'll get there. But as it's cooling down from that heating lamp, that beautiful frosted purple's gradually going away, and it's getting darker and darker right before our eyes. Isn't that gorgeous? So you got a chance to see that color shift because I was a little faster on the draw outside of that curing lamp. And what I'm doing here is I'm just top coating it with a high gloss top coat to protect it. Now, as that's finishing in the curing lamp, so we can keep moving on, we're going to load it up with another color series. And this one that we're going to go through is another dark green. And I think you'll like it because it's actually, instead of like the first green that we did, that had, instead of the first green that we did, that had a kind of a gold highlight, this particular green is more of a teal, and it had a frosted highlight instead of a gold one. So I'll let that sit in the camera view. Now, this color, Born Pretty color coat, is Thermal Cat Eye, and this is called Zodiac Tail. And you're probably thinking, oh, that looks like just like the one from before. Actually, it's not. I'm going to show you the difference because you might, I don't blame you, think, oh, that's the same thing. The first one that we did had the gold highlight. Remember when I told you there was either a gold light highlight or a frosted? This is the first. It's different. It's greener. And this one, like I said, is more of a teal blue green. It's like a sea green, and it doesn't have a gold highlight. It has a like a frosted highlight. Now I have number 5 on the back of it. Like I said, I was going to number them all because of the lack of a color tab on the top and the lack of a window. And while this is curing in the light, I'll bring the design that I did up a little closer for your viewing so you can see it. See, this is also a green, but it's a little different. For sure, it's more of a deep sea green or a teal green. Now, before I throw it in the light, I'm just going to bring in my magnet here off the side of my table. You just hold it over where you want the highlight to be. See? I'm going to give you another comparison one more time, because sometimes when polishes look the same, it's like, oh, I'm not getting 2 different polishes. Yeah, you are. They're actually quite a bit different. See, there's a color difference. Okay, so that's actually quite a bit different. Now I'm going to hit that with a curing light. And while that's curing, we're going to bring these up to where you can see. There's that cat eye. Here's where I marbled it with that fruitage. It's a beautiful look. It literally looks like marble. Remember those little cat eye marbles you used to have as kids? Makes your nails look that. It's a gorgeous look. It's very intense, but yet it looks like glass. So I just did a marbling on these as this design, the index finger and the ring finger, but it would be lovely by itself without having to. I just thought it was unique. Okay, let's bring this out so you can see it changing color. Do you see that pretty frosted sea foam blue? It's like the water on a stormy day. Like a sea foam blue. That's pretty. And it's going to start shifting back to that dark color as it cools, but not before we can get a second coat on there. Because I think with the cat eye, although you can do one coat application, I think that the pearly highlight of that cat eye, that metallic, is more easily seen when you have another coat. Look at that nice smooth application. Okay, we're going to pull that magnet over there. It's almost too quiet. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. I'm going to put that in the curing light. Allow that to cure while I load up with another and the final polish from that Cat Eye Thermal Polish series by Born Pretty. I'm loading it up, I'm loading it up, I'm loading it up. Loading, loading, loading. And then you can kind of see how this one looks similar to the other one, but is quite different, and I'll bring it out. See, much lighter. And it's going to get darker and darker as it cools off. I'm going to top coat it though. And then we'll allow that to cure while we talk about this design. We have one more polish to swatch. The last polish that we have to swatch by this Cat Eye series that Born Pretty put out, this thermal polish, thermal cat eye, is called Hide and Seek. And that is this color here. And it's beautiful. And instead of having a gold highlight, it has a frosted highlight. So instead of getting a polish series, Cat Eye polish series. Sorry for cutting that last one short. Here's some designs I came up with. Enjoy watching them. Thank you.